Hey guys, how's it going? Go see Rich here today, and today I'm going to be updating you on a few projects. One being the Hemi project over there. If you watched my last Jeep video, well, it went on a nice off-roading adventure. Unfortunately, while doing that off-roading adventure, I managed to lose fourth gear. Made for an interesting 5-hour ride home on 3 gears. If you've watched the show that was on Discovery called Highway Through Hell, I had to go over that pass, again, with 3 gears. It worked fine. I still got it up there, but yeah, it still drives for now, but I have to drive it in manual mode because if it does shift to fourth, it just instantly slips, makes a very nice whining noise, and then I have to wait for it to grab again. So yes, that's where that sits. Now I have promised you, I will finish this before I go and start doing a transmission swap. We're gonna end up doing an 8-speed on there. I should have always done the 8-speed, but I decided to do the 6-speed just because it was simple at the time. I went and I was able to get a hold of a bell housing, and then it saved me from having to do some computer stuff. And I thought it'd be really fun to try and use as much stuff from the original Jeep. But unfortunately, I guess that's the reason why that Neg 1 was never used in V8s for very long. They went immediately into the 8-speed, it seems. So either way, that will be happening very quickly. But first, like I promised, this will be done. Now, a lot of you have said to me, Rich, why isn't it done? Well, I've been kind of in the middle of a few things. One being, of course, me and Dan are deciding whether the car is going to be done here or there. If it's done at his place, the best thing is he's got all his tools, they're all laid out. He doesn't have to try and reach for something or try to ask me, where is it in this? It's simply there for him, and it's the tools that he's used to using. So it might get flat deck there, and we'll do that. Now, why hasn't it been done yet? I haven't had the time to arrange transport and make sure it's good transport. Unfortunately, as we all know, my grandfather is currently dealing with cancer. Now, we were hoping it was going to be a decline like this, and I was going to be able to take him for a ride in the vet before everything went the way it was inevitably gonna go. Unfortunately, cancer doesn't choose a slope. It just goes the way it wants to go, and his went like this. Meaning, one moment he was feeling better, and the next he was in the hospital, and the next, right now, he's in a hospice on his final days. So my goals changed very quickly to let's get the car done to let's spend as much time with him as we can. And I'm glad with the decision I've made. Again, it's going to be any day now, but I'm extremely happy with the amount of time I've gotten with him and the amount of knowledge I've gotten from him. Again, he passed down so much knowledge of electronics and mechanical work to my father, which again planted the seed in me and allowed me to chase the same rabbit down the hole. And it really is a rabbit. It eats a whole bunch of time, but it can either be the biggest stress bomb ever with the coolest outcomes. I mean, it brings you to money pits, as we all know, if you build cars, but they're money pits that put smiles per gallon on your face for the most part until something goes boom. Anyways, I had to redirect my time. That is where it went. I also went to my new company, as a lot of you know, that I started last year. Between the two, it's been crazy. And to tell you the truth, I had to also go through my bar graphs and realize that as much as I love doing YouTube, and I'm still doing YouTube, YouTube had to take a bit of the back burner. That being said too, for no reason whatsoever, a lot of my algorithm stuff went a little bit sideways, meaning like for 2 years, 3 years, I had positive growth. And then all of a sudden it started going down. And I don't mean like when I started changing my schedule, it made no sense. Like videos, my newer videos were doing really well, but yet the views were going down, payments were going down. And so, as you know, I've talked about this in previous videos, I recycle the money from YouTube back into YouTube, meaning I don't really spend any of that money on myself or the house or anything. I simply just spend it right back into the channel because I solemnly believe if I'm going to make money off of this, I want to be able to do it so I can make better content for the viewer, because that is the way it goes. Unfortunately, when payments start going down, well, I have car payments to make, and so on and so forth. So that has to be where it goes first and foremost. Now, that being said, doesn't mean I'm not going to finish the project. It just means it takes me a little longer to bank the money to do so. So, doesn't matter. Car's going to get done. Time allocation just had to be allocated into other places for right now. And to tell you the truth, we're getting there. I'm so excited. Literally, it's just fabrication, go and get the stuff Cerakoted, and then going to West Coast Performance so that way Bill can finish tuning it, and after it's tuned, oh my gosh, we got to get it on a track day. I think I'm going to go up to, I think it's called Area 27 up here. I've been talking to a couple of the Corvette guys, and they say they've got certain days that they go up there. I might have to do a bit of a course, so on and so forth, so that way I know the track. But either way, if I can get it on that track, I think it'll be a whole lot of fun. I just got to make sure I do a lot of heat proofing first, because again, I don't want to bring it up there, do a hard day in the middle of summer and have the whole thing melt down. That would be embarrassing and suck for an investment point of view. Might make a good YouTube video though. Anyways, that's where everything is. That's where it's going. My ADHD brain is going to go through the rambles. Let's leave it here. Know that the car is being done. I just had to put other things to the forefront, and some things had to go to the back burner. Unfortunately, the vet was one of those things. Anyways, guys, thanks again for always watching, and I will be back soon. This will be getting started soon. Just stick with me here. I promise you it's coming. Thanks again for watching. Press like if you're excited for it. Subscribe for more. And thanks again for being patient.